Trini girls. What is up, Steelies? Welcome back to another Historic Baddies of History, volume number 2. If you haven't, make sure you check out my first volume of Historic Baddies. That will be linked in the description box below. It's basically my way of sharing with y'all some of the greatest, most dynamic, sensual, powerful women that have graced the time span of human history, whether real or fictional, okay? Some of these women are characters that I've personally played. Some of these women are characters that I love, and I think that we can learn a lot from. What these women bring is a really great way to case study the type of woman that you want to be. I want to show y'all with this series that femininity is about so much more than being in the shadow of a man, you know, soft and meek, and that a lot of the femininity that you think that you're looking for, you already have. Our first historic baddie in this video is the alluring, multi-talented, multifaceted Hazel Scott. Hazel Scott is a Trinidadian-born, Harlem-raised jazz and classical pianist and singer and actor. So one of the first great things about Hazel Scott, obviously, is that she's an island girl. Trini girls, everyone loves them Trini girls, them island girls. Hazel Scott was essentially, to put it in modern terms, Hazel Scott was the first Nicki Minaj. She's Trinidadian born. Her family moves to Harlem, New York. And she just has this amazing childhood with her parents. Her mother is a classically trained pianist. They moved to New York, and already at the age of 4, everyone can see that Hazel is basically this child prodigy. When she's 9 years old, her mom takes her to audition at Juilliard. And even though she's far younger than the age, I think it was 16, that they allowed people to attend the school, one of the professors there recognized Hazel's amazing talent, and she was accepted into the school. So you can tell this is basically a child prodigy. Other prominent jazz musicians found Hazel to be one of the greatest jazz pianists they'd ever seen as well. Everyone could see the amazing talents that Hazel Scott had, including Billie Holiday, who got Hazel Scott one of her first big nightclub gigs. So Hazel Scott was basically on top of the world. One of the most amazing things that I love about Hazel Scott is that besides the fact that she is absolutely beautiful, stunningly beautiful, gorgeous, okay, she can play 2 pianos at the same time. And I don't know if she's got a Guinness Book of Records for being able to do this or what, but she definitely should. She really is so phenomenal to watch. So you can only imagine this amazing amount of talent that this young, beautiful woman had drew people to her. And that was Hazel Scott's power, right? Her talent and her creativity and her passion, right? She had her own goals, and she was passionate about what she was doing, and she was amazing at it. And that's phenomenal to watch. Everyone finds that phenomenal to watch. But definitely when you're looking for a high quality man, that's something that he's gonna be looking for in you as well. And that's something that we can learn greatly from Hazel Scott, is that, baby, get a talent, baby, get a talent, learn something. Learn something, do something, invest in yourself and invest in your talents. If you're taught anything since the age of 3, you would be able to be great at it by the time you were an adult. But a lot of us don't have those opportunities and experiences. A lot of us don't take advantage of those opportunities and experiences. Hazel Scott teaches us that you really want to hone the skills and crafts and talents that you have. And then that will draw amazing people and opportunities your way. She ends up getting married to one of the most powerful Black men of the time, Adam Clayton Powell, who was a politician. He was some years older than her, but they got married, and he was in another marriage. He literally got divorced and like 4 days later married Hazel Scott. This was a sensational, irresistible woman. Because of that, she attracted a high quality man. Hazel Scott was a trendsetter, a go-getter. I mean, she really set the bar and she was fearless. Not only did Hazel Scott play at Carnegie Hall and study at Juilliard, she also became the first Black woman in America to be the host of her own TV show. And even though there's no footage of the show left, what we do know is that she played the piano and she sang and she had a rapport with the audience. And she basically was the star of the show. So not only is she the first Nicki Minaj, she's essentially the first Oprah as well. But even before them, there were women that were constantly kicking doors down and setting the bar and setting the standard. And in the 1940s and 50s, without a doubt, that woman was Hazel Scott. One of the things I love about Hazel Scott is her integrity. Integrity is very important to have. Because she was so talented and beautiful, Hollywood came a-calling. She noticed that Black women were constantly playing maids and these subservient characters, and she said, you know what, I'm not gonna do that. In fact, she had everything she ever wanted written into her contract so that her set experience went the way that she wanted. Now that's some power to have in the 1940s and 50s. That is amazing. One of the things that Hazel Scott demanded was that when she was playing in clubs was that she was not going to play for segregated audiences. And so this meant that it limited the places that she could play, but she didn't care. And she still ends up being this very wealthy, sought after woman in spite of at that time setting that standard. And you think today, who has integrity like that? So few people. So early on, Hazel Scott had that integrity. Another example of Hazel Scott's integrity was that she was on set filming a movie about Black soldiers going away and their wives seeing them off. And Hazel Scott found out that they were gonna have the Black women wear aprons. And she was like, absolutely not. No Black woman would see her man off to war wearing an apron. She would not do that. And I won't tolerate it. And she was basically told, mind your business. And what other characters have to wear is not your concern, right? But she said, until it's confirmed that these women don't have to wear aprons, I'm not going to participate. And that cost the studios some money. To this day, I'm grateful for her sacrifice as an entertainer, and that inspires me. But as you know, in America, when Black women stand up for themselves and for their rights, they pay a heavy price. And so because of this move, whoever was in charge at the time was upset that she cost the studios money with what he felt was her little protest. And he essentially blackballed her from Hollywood. Her marriage to Adam Clayton Powell put her in a position of basically being identified as a member of the Communist Party. Adam Clayton Powell, as I said, was a very successful politician. He fought for civil rights. I don't know if y'all ever been on Adam Clayton Powell Boulevard in New York, all right? But this is the guy, Adam Clayton Powell. His wife is Hazel Scott. And so Adam Clayton Powell and Hazel Scott were fighting for civil rights here in America. And the people at the top who were pretending to be the good guys had a problem with that and accused them of communism, which also affected her career and made it difficult for her to work in America. And so she took her son and they moved to Europe, and she had a very successful career over there, and she flourished. She passed away October 1981. She really did live a very long, full life, especially for a jazz musician from Harlem, because a lot of those iconic jazz musicians, a lot of them left us early. And so it's very awesome to see Hazel Scott's story, and that she really lived life to the fullest, the way that she wanted to live it. She had an image as this beautiful woman, and she refused to be seen as anything less. Because of the discrimination of Black women in Hollywood during the 1940s, Hazel Scott had it written into her contract that she would only appear as Hazel Scott in every movie that she appeared in. And she wouldn't allow even Hollywood to make her appear as anything less than this beautiful, glamorous woman that she was. So I hope you guys enjoyed learning a bit about Hazel Scott. Now we're going to move on to our next historic baddie, who is a fictional character based loosely on some real characters. And of course, brought to us by one of the most historic shade throwers of history, William Shakespeare himself. It was the very first role that I ever played, and it was in middle school. And that role was Lady Macbeth. Let's get into Lady Macbeth. I had a great time playing Lady Macbeth. I also played Witch Number 1. You have this very sensual, feminine, but powerful woman. She's not a wallflower, right? And she is respected as a woman. She is protected as a woman, and she still commands respect. Femininity and respect are not mutually exclusive. So here are some traits of Lady Macbeth that make her a great case study for a historic baddie. Her ambition and resolution. Oh, I forgot. I'm also going to be talking about Lady Macbeth, assuming that you kind of know the story of Macbeth. So if you don't know that story, real quickly, it's basically about a Scottish general, Macbeth, and he's married to Lady Macbeth. You know, he's got great career ambitions, but, you know, he knows his place as well. Ends up bumping into these 3 witches who are like, guess what? Guess what, Macbeth? You're going to be the new king. And he's like, what? Oh, shoot. And he goes and he tells Lady Macbeth, and Lady Macbeth is like, oh, word? He got money, right? She was like, jackpot, jackpot. Because I was feeling like you had this kingly presence. Lady Macbeth is such a great case study because her ambition, this is a woman who, you know, the highest she could have been was a general's wife. But she really narrows in on every opportunity that's presented to both of them and tries to exploit, capitalize, whatever she can to get the best out of every situation for herself and for her husband. One of the classic lines where we really see Lady Macbeth's ambition, where she's in dialogue with Macbeth, is when he says, but what if we should fail? In this grandiose plot, right? The witches tell Macbeth he's going to be a king, but they don't tell him how he's going to get to that, right? Enter Lady Macbeth. Lady Macbeth's like, I'll tell you how to get there. I'll tell you how to get there. I got a few ideas, right? It starts with and ends in erder. All right. And Lady Macbeth responds, then we fail. But screw your courage to the sticking post and we'll not fail. And what that means is get it together. All right. Get some balls. If we fail, we fail. Okay. If we try to hit them up and it don't hit up. Okay. But what if we win? What if we succeed? Imagine what you get from that. Ultimate power. And so Lady Macbeth is very tactful and ultimately cunning in the way that she basically manipulates Macbeth into his ultimate destiny. And it really is this self-fulfilling prophecy of, the witches told him he would be king. And then next thing you know, someone is convincing him how that can be done. But it's not the right way, right? She really plays this very strategically, how to get away with murder. And finally, the last trait of Lady Macbeth that I love so much is my husband jokingly, I hope it's jokingly, sometimes refers to me as Lady Macbeth. One, because I played the character and he knows that, but also because Lady Macbeth, she's very for her man. The entire play, Lady Macbeth is really urging him to power because she wants him to be the most powerful man in Scotland. Now, whether he wants it for himself is a different story, and that's probably why things didn't turn out so great for them in the end. But, it's the tragedy for a reason, right? It's the tragedy of Macbeth. We can't dismiss Lady Macbeth's affection and loyalty to her husband. At the same time, reminding him he has to seize every opportunity the same way that she does. It might seem bizarre, but don't sleep on Lady Macbeth, okay? I hope that this has helped you ladies to really be able to study some more strong, amazing women and to figure out what makes a woman alluring, captivating, mesmerizing, and ultimately a historic baddie to study. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Patreon. I've got a lot of great videos there for you guys. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys next time.